Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're finally going to get this car back on the road. It should be super simple. So first thing we're going to do is replace that brake line that got torn in the front. So I got new brake lines here, and then I'm also going to put on the end links for the front. I also have to do the sway bar preload in the back as well as the front, of course, and then this car should be good to go. Probably the only thing I am concerned about is that the master cylinder did run dry. I do have a little handheld pump and I'm hoping that's going to be good enough to get everything through, but if it's not, it's going to be kind of a hassle, and then I'll have to take out the master cylinder and then bench bleed it. Now this should be super easy. I just have to undo it up here, take off the retaining clip, and then down here, of course, I have another bolt. Whenever I remove a brake line, I always take off the bolt that's connected to the caliper first. That way I could have it like a bucket underneath to catch all the fluid that comes out, because the brake fluid is pretty corrosive, especially to stuff like paint. It will mess it up. But this time everything's already out, so I don't think it really matters too much. Wow guys, that's actually pretty gnarly. Well guys, here's the new brake line. As you guys can see, it's pretty much the same. The only difference, or the only thing about this one is, so I bought the cheap brake lines, is that you have to switch out the E-clips. I don't really like to do that typically. I always just buy new hardware. So yeah, other than that, they just screw right back on. But before we do that, Jesus actually showed up. He's doing some cool stuff to his car. What are you doing, Jesus?
I got coilovers finally after waiting a whole month on them, but
wasn't it like 2 months?
It's like a month and a week.
That's what you get for getting a Miata. So when I ordered my coilovers, they arrived in a week. For Jesus, it took, I mean, it was about 6 weeks actually, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. But I mean, that's, I'm not, everything was on back order.
So what we're gonna do with your car though is drop it, right? Because you want to go for looks.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, because when those go on, it should go down a couple inches, and then I'm gonna see how much I want to drop it from there, if at all, because I want it to look good but also be functional.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't want to be able to just, I want to be able to go over speed bumps and not bottom out every time.
That makes sense, yeah, because you've got a pretty big wheel gap.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, on the MR2 right there, it has a big wheel gap, but it's actually really functional. I think it's like the best of both worlds. Again, I much prefer function over like looks, but everyone has different goals.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna get back to the brakes while he starts prepping his car and stuff like that. Then we'll hop back onto his stuff. All right, guys, so I got the brake line all in. As you guys can see, super easy install, because like I said, it's just undoing this bolt, the little brake clip there, putting the brake clip here, and then putting that bolt in. Now where I got very lucky is right here. If you look in the reservoir here that holds the brake fluid, there's actually some fluid in there still, which tells me that the master cylinder did not run completely dry. So hopefully there's not too much air in there and it's not a pain to bleed. So guys, I got the brakes bled. Unfortunately, the camera did die, so I didn't get to finish filming everything. But the brakes feel good now. The next thing I'm doing, well, I already moved the car, so the suspension has settled somewhat, so then I can set the preload on the sway bar. All right, guys, first of all, I apologize for the horrible lighting. But when it comes to setting the sway bar preload, essentially what I do is I just eyeball it so I get that nice and horizontal with the ground, and then I'll adjust the end link so that it connects to it, and then I pick the car back up and I tighten everything down. So it's really not the most difficult thing to do, and I will be honest that ideally I would get the car corner balanced, I would be sitting in it, but this is going to be good enough for us, man. I mean, I got a long way to go as a driver, so I think that's going to make more of an impact than getting the preload set exactly right. All right, guys, before I end this video, I just have to show you Jesus's car now. It looks pretty dang good. As you guys can see, there's still a little bit of a gap, but it's way lower. It looks really good. Jesus, you said you're going to get some spacers to kind of have a little bit of a poke or at least flush fitment?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, either 5 to 10 mil spacers, but the most important thing is now, she doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's true. It would be nice to go lower, but the fact that you daily drive this car, you want to be able to go over speed bumps, right?
Yeah, not bottom out, so it's practical but still nice. So, and this is exactly how they came from Fitment Industries, so I don't think we're going to need to lower them any or really adjust them, but we'll see what happens in the next few days as they settle in.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. We'll let them settle and then adjust from there if we need it. So we'll see you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching.